Remember to stay connected with the Tigers. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter and richmondfc.com.au.
Good morning to you again, Chris Newman. How's everything travelling down to Tigerland? Give us the snapshot of where you blokes are at right now. Don't say we're all flying and everybody's on. Whenever you go on.
Look, we're going okay. We've obviously got a lot of work to do, and all the boys are up and about. I think the main thing is that we've got a lot of the guys on the track now. So I think early on there was a few guys in rehab and trying to nurse a few of the old fellas through, like myself. But no, I think we're in good shape to really attack this this phase of the pre-season. One
of the criticisms levelled against the team in recent years has been your A-grade midfield is very good, and it's going to be better and better and better once these young superstars get games into them, but it doesn't run real deep. You don't necessarily have that second and third wave of midfielders you can throw through. Do you think that's been a fair criticism of the group?
Yeah, I think it has, yeah. But I think we're in a position now where we can do that. I think that depth is something that we've been building and will become a strength of ours. And the guys, there's no doubt they can play in the midfield, and all the Richmond supporters and everyone around are really excited to see how they progress this year.
Give us a couple who might enter that kind of midfield group. Particularly at the moment, everyone's thinking about dream teams and who's going to be getting a lot of the cod. Are there some players, like is Reece Conker going to be one that steps into that? And are there another couple that might be in the mix?
Yeah, I think Reece is probably one of those guys that can go in there and provides a bit of toughness and a little bit of silk around the football. And there's no doubt that Brett Deledio will go in there at some stage and add a bit of class in the midfield. So I've been putting my hand up too. So hopefully,
will you get a chance?
Well, I hope so. I've had my hand up for about 10 years. So I'm hoping Damien can give me a chop out and get me up the ground.
Now, you mentioned Brett Deledio. In the papers last week, there was a story about him just putting contract talks on hold on the basis that, as most players would be, want to play in C finals footy. Do you put any sort, as one of the leaders in the team, do you put some pressure on him to perhaps try and put pen to paper?
Yeah, no doubt. I've been trying to get a pen in his hand for as long as that paper come out. But look, he's an integral part of our team, and obviously, two-time best and fairest winner, at the club. So, everyone looks up to him, and he's one of those guys that can lead the club into some success, which we think is coming just around the corner. So, he's a vital part of our team, as I said, and hopefully he signs.
Well, one of the issues is that with free agency and the rules coming in that allows the free agents greater flexibility, do you think that that's going to have a significant impact on the way players will deal with their clubs and perhaps see more movement in the competition?
Yeah, no doubt. I think it's going to change the landscape of the competition with the free agency, and it pretty much gives the players more power. So I think you'll see a little bit more of that in the coming future.
And that's a good thing?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Hopefully it doesn't mull the game too much. But, if Brett can sign, I think that's our main concern at the moment.
Is this one of those conversations you don't want to have running over the top of your season? We've seen it with other clubs. You saw what it kind of did to Melbourne last year with Tom Scully. It's just something that you don't want to be asked about. The coach doesn't want to be asked about. The CEO doesn't want to be asked. Brett Deledio doesn't want to be asked about. Why would you want that on you if you had an option to not have it on you?
Yeah, well, I guess that's the problem, and hopefully we don't see too much of that throughout the year, and it's all positive. But you do get those sorts of topics, and they do tend to drag on and put that player under a fair bit of pressure.
The nub of it all was he wants to play finals footy, and he doesn't want to go through his entire career and be one of these the best player never to have played a finals game, and one of those ridiculous tags that he might have dumped upon him if things don't go the way that he wants them to go at the footy club. Is that a general? I mean, this is stupid, but how general a frustration is that amongst the playing group, and how close do you feel you are, without saying we're going to play finals footy, to overcoming that hurdle?
Yeah, well, we think we're really close. I think there's no doubt that we need to play finals football, and the fans want to see that, and I'm in the same position. I'm looking to break Trevor Barker's record coming up soon, so I need to pull my finger out too. So, we're all in the same boat, and everyone wants to play finals football.
So what can you do? I mean, other than bringing in, superstars from other clubs and injecting some absolute quality in the short term, the group that you've got, and that's what you've got to work with, what can you do that you haven't already done that will see you make that 10% improvement required?
I think the biggest improvement that we need to show, I think we can play offensively. There's no doubt about that, and we can score. The biggest improvement we need to make is defensively, and that's not just in the back 50. That's all across the ground, and that's certainly been a focus this pre-season. We've been doing a lot of work on our defensive reaction stuff, and hopefully we see the benefits of that.
Most clubs like to downplay, just keep a lid on expectations of where they're going. As you mentioned, haven't seen finals footy for quite some time. Can you come out, what's the mission statement, the theme? Is it going to be finals footy this season for you guys? Can you?
There you go. There's your back page lead tomorrow.
Well, look, there's no doubt the theme is. We've got a long way to go. Like, as I said, we haven't played finals, so we definitely need to improve. And that improvement is going to come from that defensive training that we've been doing. So I think there's no doubt if we do that, we're going to be right up there and competitive with all those teams.
Were you going to play finals footy?
Yeah, I'd love to.
There you go.
That's what we're doing here. 19 past, we'll get a break out of the way. Feel free to join in the conversation. 9429 1116 Tigers, you get the opportunity to speak to one of the real leaders down at the footy club. Chris Newman, our special guest in the studio. And of course, we're playing that's the wedding march, I think. And
why is your eye twitching? Just your right arm shaking, Chris?
Started touching my ring a little bit more.
Kingdom, it was five. When January? It was only a couple of weeks ago that you tied the knot.
2 weeks ago.
How did it all go?
Yeah, it was beautiful. Beautiful day in Dalesford there at Salt.
Oh, that's right. You got a fair bit of press coverage from that. The old paparazzi. There were some photos in the papers.
Yeah. We had to mask Lauren when she got out of the Rolls Royce, so they didn't get exclusive pictures and all sorts of things. Nah, it was very quiet.
Very quiet. Are you a bit of a romantic? How'd you pop the question?
Oh, it's a long story, but I went down to Anthony Mithen's farm and said that we were going down there to look at a foal, interested in a foal, and had a nice little setup and near the creek, and nice little basket, and surprised her, and
that's beautiful.
Popped the question. She was a bit filthy that we weren't getting a foal, actually. Yeah.
Right. Anybody disgrace themselves, like teammate was, disgrace themselves at the wedding, just one too many, sung, some stupid song. Revolt would have been front and centre, wouldn't he? Just acting the goat.
I didn't even know he was there, actually. Right. Revolt. He actually took it quiet. He wasn't drinking, I don't think, and flew under the radar. So wasted a bit of my money. So I could have got another bloke in that could have actually, utilised the money that I spent on the wedding. Well,
you actually reading on your website here, you've had a corporate golf day, and Jack Revolt's not bad with the golf, isn't he?
Well, he rates himself. He certainly rates himself. But we were the defending champs this year, and really looking forward to backing up the title. And unfortunately, we didn't get that.
Any choking?
Well, myself, Brad Miller, and Mark Opie, our All-Australian team manager.
He can talk a good game too.
We all held up our end of the bargain, but Jack unfortunately didn't come to play and got ahead of himself.
Very
so spraying him all over the joint.
Speaking of tall, athletic forwards at the footy club, and we know that he had 17 operations at the end of the year, Jack, and he didn't mind telling us all about it. But the other one who you look at him and you think this guy's a beast, and how good could Ben Griffiths be? We know that he's had his issues. How's he tracking from a purely physical perspective at the moment?
He's okay. He's sort of had a little bit of I think he tightened up in the groins a little bit, so he's off the track at the moment, but hoping to be back on the track next week.
You hear stories out of Essendon about Scott Gumbleton, and he has just one after another. He can't get himself right, and you can imagine the young guy getting down about that. How's Griffiths' mentality about it? Does he get flat about, just give me a crack at this?
Oh, no doubt internally I think he'd be flat. Because he's got the ability, I think he just wants a little bit of continuity and just to be out there and playing. So he's probably very frustrated internally, but around the club he certainly doesn't show it. He's one of those guys that's up and about all the time, and he shows a lot of promise, so hopefully he can get himself out there soon. What
about Irishman John Heslin? You picked him up last season. I'm just reading some stuff on the internet here. He's been here 6 months, and he thinks he's just about ready to get it going, I think. Where's he at in his development?
Yeah, confident boy, Johnny. No, he's going really well. He put on a bit of size, and he shows a bit of natural ability, which is really important for those the Irish guys that come across and play. So I think he'll be a defender if he gets a crack, and hopefully he gets a crack soon.
How's Damien Hardwick altered. He comes into the job. He's done a coaching apprenticeship around the place. He's been an assistant under and played under some outstanding coaches. But once you get that job, it's all different. You've got the job for the first time in the senior position, and you're learning, on the Cape. Have you seen his emergence and development as a senior coach of the footy club?
Yeah, he's been fantastic for us. He shows improvement every year himself as a coach, and he's one of those guys that toes the line and finds that line between trying to be your mate and being a coach. So I think he's got that balance down pat, and he's he's a very smart guy. Obviously, he was an accountant, come back from that background. So he's great for the club. He's a terrific person to have around the club, and his knowledge of the game is second to none.
He seems fairly laid back, particularly when he gets down on the ground level. He seems like, particularly when things are going well, he has a smile on his face. Is there another side to him as well, perhaps?
Oh, yeah. There's certainly another side to him. As I said, if you cross that line, he'll certainly chop your toe off. So he's got a really good balance, and a few of the boys who take advantage of his lighter side at times.
Has it ever backfired?
Well, it can. I mean, a lot of the boys sort of get into his fashion sense and those sorts of things. He's still wearing the jeans from 1980s, but
Fabergés.
Yeah, whatever they are.
Anyone been game enough to call him Stiffy? That's the nickname that he has that he doesn't want anyone to know about.
Well, Jack's the main one that calls him whatever he likes, really. But yeah, Stiffy, we tried that a little bit, but
didn't go down too well.
No, we've sort of gone a little bit away from it, I think.
Right. I'm not surprised. It's a big year. Look, it's a big year for everybody, but we say this so many times, and you get a sense for when Richmond's going well. You see the potential. You must feel it out on the MCG when you get the big games and you get on a roll, that the competition's just a better competition when you blokes are up and about. And let's hope that we might see a bit of that in 2012.
Yeah, well, no doubt. I think we're in a really good position now. At the ME Bank Centres, provides everything we need, and we feel like we've got the cattle to be competitive, and I just can't wait to get into Carlton round one.
Yeah,
it's Dream Team footy time as well.
Of course it is. Yeah.
And any little smokies on the roster which you'd recommend to people who get involved in the Dream Team action?
Oh, I think the new guy Stevie Morris might be one of those guys. He might sort of slot straight into the team, and he's got one of those bodies that can handle the rigours of AFL. So
and what position is he?
He'll be backline. So hopefully he'll be sort of a rebounding halfback and provide some valuable points.
Raw pride, raw passion, raw power is the membership slogan. Go to the club's website to get on board. And an SMS has just come through. Please refrain from getting blokes we love to hate on the show. Newman sounds like a ripping bloke. How can I hate him now, says Stephen Blackburn. So you've won one over.
Oh, thanks, mate.